Hello friends, welcome back to the Craft Castle. My name is Ashley, and have you heard of the craft direct to film? And you've been wanting to know what in the world it's about? Well, I'm here today to explain a little bit about DTF printing and a hack for DTF printing. Direct to film, or DTF is what most people would like to call it, is a printer that prints on a film that then can be put onto any types of garments. That could be dark garments, light garments, 100% cotton garments. It can do all the things. Now, the problem with the direct to film or DTF printers and crafts is that those printers are extremely expensive. Most people don't have thousands of dollars laying around in order to do true direct to film printing. So this is where this hack comes into play. You're gonna see that there's two kits right here, and these right here are DTF starter kits. Now, if you did have a DTF printer, you could use this in your DTF printer. I don't know why you would, because most of the time your DTF printer will have a roll of film. Anyways, not the point. These ones right here are actually being sold so you can use it in your sublimation printer. I'm gonna show you how to use these in your sublimation printer to create a DTF print. Now, I do the air quotes on this because technically this is not going to be a true DTF print. The reason why it's not going to be a true DTF print is DTF printers have not only black and the traditional CMY, they also have white toner. So with that white toner, what ends up happening is that you can take your prints and be able to put them on dark garments, and you would be able to see the entire design. When we're doing a sublimation DTF hack, you're only going to be able to do light colored garments. Yes, you can do 100% cotton. We are going to be able to do it with 100% cotton, but the only drawback is that you're not going to be able to do a dark print. I'm going to show you what it looks like on a dark print, just so you get the full picture of why this hack won't work for dark shirts. Now, if you're someone like me who can't stand polyester anything, this hack may be for you, because traditional sublimation prints require 100% polyester in order for it to hold into the garment. If you've ever tried to do a sublimation print on a 100% cotton t-shirt, you will know that the first time you put that into the wash and it comes out, the entire print is gone. That's because it did not actually adhere into the fabric. So if you're wanting to use your sublimation printer on a 100% cotton garment, you are gonna need to get something like this. Just please note, you're only gonna be able to do white shirts and not dark shirts. Now, I would like to note here, and I don't know 100% if this is true or false. I can't seem to find information saying it is or saying it isn't. But I'm just gonna throw it out there, because in my removing HTV hack in a previous video, you will know that I almost killed myself on the chemical that I used to take the HTV off of my shirt. I was sick for days. What I've heard is that these stuff right here is actually really toxic and really bad for your health, and will give you a headache and will get you sick. I don't know if that's true. Like I said, I have not used this, so I am not entirely sure whether or not that is true. If I'm gonna get sick, I guess we'll find out. But I can't seem to find anywhere inside this. I've opened it up and I've read everything that they've provided. I cannot seem to find any type of safety data sheets or anything. I've also looked online at their listing to verify if they have anything on their listing. There's nothing on their listing saying it is safe or it isn't safe or what. There's no like proper ventilation or anything like that. I just want to put it out there because there is so many crafters that are saying that it's really harmful, but I'm not entirely sure. So I'll let you know. If I start feeling sick from this, I will totally let you know, because I definitely don't want you buying anything and trying anything if it's gonna make you sick. So I guess I'll just be the lab rat for you, you know what I mean? Now, let's unbox this together, and I'm gonna show you how we need to prep the film that's in here for our sublimation print. And then we'll get to the entire process of how to turn your Sublimation printer prints into a DTF transfer that we're gonna be able to put on 100% cotton t-shirts. Are you ready to get started? Let's go. Okay, so this is the DTF starter kit that we're gonna be using today. This kit right here comes with everything you're going to need to get started on DTF printing. So inside the box, you're gonna have some directions. You're gonna have some gloves. You're also gonna have some heat resistant tape. I already have some right here, so I'm not gonna use this, but it does come with that if you don't have any. It comes with a little sweeper and dustpan. This is actually going to be really useful. It comes with the powder that you're going to need to use for this project. We have some small little tweezers, a Teflon sheet. This is actually really important. If you've done any type of HTV printing, you will know that Teflon sheets are your best friend. Then it's going to come with 20 sheets of A4 size transfer film, but it's also going to come with some stickers. This right here is really important. And then it's going to come with a tray. You're gonna use this tray with the powder. We'll get into that here in a minute. The very first thing you want to do is you want to take your film and set everything else aside. We have a little bit of prep work that we need to do in order to be able to print on these sheets. So my particular Epson printer will not read the film because it is so thin. These films are really thick. Most of the time, if you were to put this into your Epson printer, it will say it's out of paper. If that happens, the kit that I have right here comes with these stickers. You're gonna be able to peel one off. And this, what we're going to do is we are gonna put on, I'm just gonna turn this box around just so we can see, but you're gonna see the edge of the clear film, hopefully. What you're going to want to do is put this sticker at the very edge of your film. Now this film has a shiny side and a matte side. You want to put this right here at the very end of the matte side. So you're gonna see that now I have a white sticker on the very edge of my film on the matte side. Now that we have one sheet done, then what we want to do is taking our Sublimation printer. You're gonna wanna take out your Sublimation paper because we're not going to use it. The DTF powder will not work on traditional Sublimation paper. What you're gonna want to do is taking your Sublimation print with that little strip right here, you're gonna put that into your Sublimation printer. You wanna make sure that the sticker is facing you because we're gonna print on the matte side and we're gonna put that down into the printer. Make sure and line up your little things so it goes in nice and straight. For this project, I am just gonna use a PNG file that I found over at Creative Fabrica. And all I did is I downloaded it into my word processor that's on my computer. And I have two here because I'm gonna be doing two prints for you just to show you what it looks like on the white shirt, but then also the dark printed shirt. When you have your print set up, all you want to do is print this, so Command P. You're going to find your Epson printer, and this is very important. What you want to do is come down to Layout, and then you want to flip this horizontally. Now, for this particular print, because there is no lettering, it really isn't that big of a deal if you forget to flip this horizontally. However, if we are using a PNG file that had any type of lettering, if you forget to flip this horizontally, what will end up happening is when you go and press this on your garment, it is going to be in reverse. So just like if you were using HTV or even traditional sublimation, you always want to make sure and flip it horizontally. Now there is no suggested print settings for this film. So what I'm gonna do is just come down here to media and quality, and I am going to turn this over to best just so we get the best amount of prints. Once you're done setting up your print, all you need to do is press print. Now you wanna make sure that when you print out your DTF print, that you don't scratch anything on your print, because what's happening is the print is being printed on this film and it is gonna come out wet. So you want to make sure and not touch the film at all so it doesn't smear. Okay, so this is almost done printing. What you want to do now is take out your tray that came with the kit. You want to make sure not to touch your print, remember. This is what it's going to end up looking like. Resist the urge to touch your print because you are going to be very unhappy if you did, because you're going to smear it. I'm going to lay my print into the tray. This is what the powder looks like. All you need to do is shake this onto your entire print. You want to make sure that you have a good coverage over the entire print. We don't want to have any missing areas in our print with the powder. This is why the brush and dustpan come in handy, is because then we're going to be able to brush this all up and put it back into the bag, and we're going to be able to use up all of this powder. So you're not going to be wasteful with this stuff. When I have it fully covered, all I'm going to do is take my hands and I'm going to touch where the print is not. So up here at my sticker, and we are just going to shake this off of our print. Now you want to make sure that you get rid of all the excess dust that's right here, because if you were to leave this onto your film, what ends up happening is that is going to go onto your shirt. So this is what it looks like with that powder on there. It kind of looks a little granulated. Let's flip this over, making sure you don't touch anything of the print. So you can see it's kind of muted, but the design that I did use is kind of like a watercolor design. Okay, so over here at the heat press, you're gonna notice that my heat press is heated up to 320 seconds. What you wanna do now is take your transfer and you want to bake the powder onto your transfer sheet. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this underneath my heat press, and I'm not going to close it. What I'm doing is letting the heat press heat, the heat of the heat press, heat up that powder, melting it into my print. As you heat this up, you will notice that there is going to be a difference between what is cooked and what is not cooked. There's going to be like a brightness difference between the two. You want to keep going until all the powder is nice and cooked and looking just as if it did on this side. So prime example, this right here is still kind of matte and this one right here is brighter. That means that this is on its way to being done, being cooked. Okay, so this is what the entire print looks like with it being fully cooked. So you're gonna see that it's not like a frosted look anymore. It's nice and shiny on this side, just as if it looks on the same side right here. Because I'm gonna be doing two shirts to show you the difference, all I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out the second transfer just so I can put it on the second shirt. Okay, so pulling out the tray of your heat press, all you need to do is prep your garment just as if you would a traditional sublimation print or HTV print. So on the white shirt, all I'm gonna do is put this onto the white shirt. Let me heat this up real quick just so I can remove the wrinkles. All right, now that it's wrinkle free, I'm gonna make sure and put my print. You can touch this now because it's baked on there, but I'm gonna make sure and put that onto my shirt, nice and straight and in the center. Okay, I think that looks good. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is put on the Teflon sheet that is provided, and I'm gonna turn my time over to 15 seconds. This right here is the first time we press this. We are gonna press this for 15 seconds. We are gonna push it in and press our shirt. Okay, so DTF transfers are cold peel. So what I'm going to do is just set this over to the side to let my shirt cool. As that cools, all I'm gonna do is do the same thing I did before with my white one, but this time I'm going to do the dark one just to show you the difference between the two. And we're gonna press this. Okay, we're gonna pull this out and doing the same thing, we are gonna let this cool. Since that's now cooling, this right here is already cool. What you wanna do is take off the film. Okay, so this is what the shirt looks like with that film peeled. It looks really good. I love it. It's very rusticy, or vintagey, just like the actual print. I will like to note that all DTF transfers aren't like traditional sublimation prints. Traditional sublimation prints end up becoming one with the fabric, dyeing the fabric. DTF prints lay onto the fabric just like traditional HTV decals would. It is thinner, but just note that you are going to be able to feel something. Also, that being said, if this was a tighter fitting shirt, do know that this right here will crack under pressure. So if this is a tight fitting shirt, you are gonna see it crackle a little bit. But this is what it looks like on a white shirt, which which isn't terrible. I actually really like this and think it's cute on a white shirt. Now let me show you what it looks like under a dark shirt. This right here is a dark navy, not a black, but honestly, you're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about when we take this off. So as we peel this off, you're gonna see that my print is completely off of my transfer film, which is perfect. But look at the end results of this. Do you see how it is like really hard to see? It honestly looks like it's faded. It's not that it's faded. It's because there's no white toner on the back of that, making it have the ability to see through on the dark. So traditional DTF printers will have that white toner. What that will do is it will print out your print just the way you want, but it will then put a layer of white toner on the back of it, or white ink on the back, giving it the ability to show through on a dark shirt. So this right here is what it'll look like on any type of dark shirt. That being said, let's say you had like a light tan color or a light pink or a really light blue color. Anything that you're going to see is going to show the color of your shirt, which is why only having white is going to be perfect, because it's going to show all of your print just like you would here. But if you had like a light pink shirt, this right here would essentially look like this, only light pink in the back, which right now it is dark blue on the back. That's why you can hardly see it. But it's definitely a really good option if you wanted to do all 100% cotton t-shirts with that's what these are. These are gonna wash just fine and they're gonna hold up because we use that DTF powder. Today, I definitely ended up making my craft room really messy, but that's okay because crafting is supposed to be fun and messy. That being said, earlier in the video, I did mention that a lot of crafters are saying that this DTF powder stuff is toxic. Now, again, I don't know if that's necessarily true or not, but however, I did promise to let you know is if I was feeling odd, I would let you know. Now, I have been using it. I did these 2 prints and it was cooking in my heat press and I pressed it. I don't have any open windows in my craft room and I feel perfectly fine. Although I feel perfectly fine, does that mean that I didn't inhale toxic fumes? I don't know. There's no proven evidence one way or another. So I just wanted you to know though that I am not feeling any different now that I have used this stuff. All right, y'all, is this gonna be a craft that you are going to try and do yourself? Or are you just gonna stick to the sublimation prints? And do you have a hack for sublimation printing that would allow me to put my sublimation prints on 100% cotton? You let me know in the comments of this video. I sure hope I inspired you to create, and I'll see you later.